Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here in Erlengrat. And that's the bit that I don't like. I could be completely wrong on this, by the way. Phil, if I am wrong on this, please correct me. I would like to know if I am wrong on this. As always, I always like to know if I'm telling you something that is erroneous. Do make sure I know. I don't want to be giving out information that is completely barking up the wrong tree. I don't want to be the person who is telling you one thing when it's actually the complete opposite. But as far as I know, fertilizer isn't damaging to the environment in the way that herbicides and pesticides are. Yes, you can get some very targeted ones now that are a lot better for the environment than they ever used to be, but there is some nasty stuff out there, and it has done some very, very bad things to the environment. There are whole species of insects that no longer exist because of herbicides being sprayed willy-nilly all over the place, and I hate that idea. I'd rather have... I know the insects are a bit of a pain, but... I've heard all sorts of reports about how there's far fewer insects in the world now than there ever used to be, and there's something in that. There is definitely something in that. Like, the amount of insects that we have now, they just seem to have all, like, started to disappear. There's far fewer insects bothering us in the summers than there ever used to be. And this isn't right. And a lot of this is because of the amount of herbicides that we throw around, and that's why I don't like them. So I will try to avoid using them if I can. Anyway, enough ranting about that. Let's get on to you and get you started up. If I just back up a little bit, because you did overshoot a bit when you started there. When you stopped, rather. And off you go again. Spraying that wonderful herbicide and destroying the countryside around you. Yes, you carry right on. And we want to go to this bad boy over here. We want to start that one up, and I want to winch in those 4 logs right there. Now, the big test is going to be this tractor moving this lot down the road. So I'm going to bring that right in like that. And I'm going to lift that one up like that. And I'm going to drive off. And this does a wonderful job of pulling it. I could probably go and get the other tree as well and drag that one along. Let's see if we can do that, shall we? Because I can swing round the corner there without any problems. So I got a feeling that I will actually be able to... It's a bit of a struggle going up the hill, admittedly. That is a little bit more of a challenge for me, but I can still do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing round here like this. I'm going to go over to this side of the tree so that the branches are swinging in a downhill fashion. And I'm just going to nudge that one a little bit. There's the edge of that one. So I'm going to go over to here like this. And I'm going to jump out and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to add another one on there. And there, like that. Now, I'm going to need to kind of move these a little bit, because that's not going to want to move very easily. So I think what I'm actually going to have to do is kind of go that way, swing right round. We've got a very long log there. So I'll swing right round like that so that I can get the last 2. And I'm going to hook them on in pretty much the same way that I've hooked on the 2 that I just went and picked up. And we're going to get them as close as we can. So I just want to go up there a little bit like that. Come on through this way. And I'll drop one on there. And I'll drop one on there. Okay. Now we're struggling. Now we're struggling. This is going to make things difficult. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to release the rope now. And I'm going to bring that down that way like that. And I'm going to stop there. I'm going to lower that one down. And then I'm going to start winching all of that in. We'll go fast with the winch. Right. I'll leave it there for a second. Because what I want is I want all of these logs to now turn round and face the same direction. So I need to give them a little bit of drag time to actually line them all up straight. It should be alright. I know I'm supposed to put that down on the ground when I do this because it digs in. Doesn't really want to dig in very much, but that'll be alright. We can go like this, and then I can lift you up a bit. I've got one in close there. And now I can drag this down, and it is actually dragging. Yes, it's slow. Painfully so. But it is moving. Sort of. We've overloaded. We have overloaded. I did wonder if it would do this or not. So I will drag that. I'm going to keep going. But what I'm going to do is, as I move forward, I'm going to do the winch up. And apparently that is not going to work quite as well as I'd hoped. Oh, I love this. I love overloading it. That's what I like, the challenge of it. Everybody said this tractor is really, really strong. So I like just being able to test that. I'll admit, I am the anarchist here that wants to test it. How far can I go before that rope stops? Let's drop it down here. Let's drag it that distance there. Is it going to drag the tractor or is it going to drag the logs? Oh, but I stop working. It's going to drag the logs. But they are going to swing downhill. They're going to go sideways. They don't like this. I gotta go and load up that tank again. I'm gonna get these logs sold before I go and load up that tank again. That ain't going anywhere now. He's up against the road, which means that this has stopped completely. I may have to change this around a bit. Right, let's go this way. Let's actually lift that one up a bit so that I've got a little bit more of a chance of getting somewhere with this. Yeah, he doesn't like that, does he? That is a powerful, powerful tractor to be able to move this. The other one would not be able to move this. We may have bitten off more than we can chew here. No, he's getting out onto the road now. We might have a chance of doing it, so I'm thinking we should have some beacons on for this. Problem is going to arise when... Right, I don't want to do... Actually, I do. If I sort of raise and lower that a little bit, it does help a bit. And... Right, I'm going to need to... There. Right, I'm pulling that one out. And he is sliding along. We're kind of turning corners as well. You gotta bring that up like that. Getting those logs up off the ground, that helps. The problem I've got is getting the logs on this last little bit. I'm going to have to undo the rope and bring the logs this way. Like that. Now we're talking. We're moving them now. The next issue is going to be the traffic. Right, I'm going to end up coming into contact with a car here. There's the car. It's a bit late now. I've already gone. See if I can get across the road here. Let me move that. If I go here right in front of that... Are you kidding me? Get out of here. Right, that's just moving me backwards. It's not, but at least the cars are moving out of the way for me just for a minute. That I can cope with. So I now need to kind of like move that here. Let's lower this one down and see if that will help. Seems to. It's dragging the logs up. That car has now decided that he doesn't want to be involved with this. I'm gonna end up going into the river at this rate. This is not what we're supposed to be doing. Right? This is not really the agreement that we got for running any of this little show that we've got going on here. Absolutely not. They said that we could do this as long as we don't scuff up the road. And putting a blade down to the ground and then dragging it backwards like that. I don't think this counts as not scuffing up the road. I think we kind of need to do this. We need to make some alterations to our plans here, I think. No, I'm moving forwards. I'm moving in the right direction now. If I can just do this, I can move forward like this as soon as I start. Oh, no, I'm stuck on the sign. As soon as I press Z and, like, oh, there. If I can put the winch down like that. Drag that lot forward. Now if I lift up. Keep going. I'll undo the winch a minute. And then I'll start trying to pull it in again. Like that. I'm just pressing Z on this now and dragging it forward. I'm going to stop where I am. Actually, I'm trying to drive. Okay, I'm trying to drive. Slower that down. Let's try this again. Try and drive. I'm wedged on the manhole cover right there. And that's enough. I don't need any more than that. So we can go is it Shift B? Shift B like that. Not Control B. Shift B. And we can move up over here. We've probably done a bit of damage to the road. Let's be honest. I probably have. And I get 9 grand. Oh. Okay. Well, yeah. Let's call that 10 grand and £1,000 to repair the damage to the road that we did. That's nice. Okay, we got enough for the mower. We have now got enough for the mower. We need to load up the tank. How much have we got left to do on this field? This field seems never ending. That's because this field is never ending. Right. I got a fair bit left to do on this field. I'm going to go and just fill up the tank again. And carry on. I'm wondering if this herbicide sprayer is actually putting more herbicide down than a normal herbicide sprayer is. Maybe because of the size of it or something like that. I mean, I'm not sure. I don't remember what sort of the rates of application were. But anyway, we will dump in another 400 litres on there. And then I got to go and find exactly where I was so that we can carry on. I can't see the wheel. Oh, there we go. Can't see the exact wheel marks, but I can see where the herbs. I can see where the herbs have been flattened out a little bit. No, not flattened out. Have been killed off. It's that quick. This stuff is that potent. It's killing them off that fast. Seems about right about there, I think. So let's go. Hired help. Off you go. Right. Yes. Okay. That one will carry on there and do that. And we want, we can ignore that one, and we're going to ignore that one. We want to have this one. We will go and unhitch this now. Not going to do any more trees for a minute. We'll unhitch this in our yard, and we will go and buy ourselves a brand shiny new mower. So we come in there. We've got the entranceway right there as well. We didn't have much of a bump. That's good. That's what we wanted. Yeah, a new mower. We need to go and buy a new mower. I've updated the map and just making sure that we've still got these. We've got a couple of fertilizing jobs that have come up, and there's another spraying job right there. So we've got field 13 and field 22 have come up with fertilizer jobs. So that is that one, and field 22 is that one. We did field 13 and we did field 22. It's because I updated the map. It's because I updated the Alpine thing. Something that has changed. Now, these to the spinnery, and we're not doing cotton, but something that has changed is that when we start getting more jobs for harvesting, they removed, for the update, they've removed the Felsbrunn grain mill as an option for sending off the grain and for a contract reward, which I think is actually a really good idea. I know that a lot of you in the comments were saying that you didn't like that they always seem to put it to Felsbrunn grain mill for contracts. Well, that's one of the things in the patch notes was that that's been removed. So it's no longer an option, which means that you only have them around here, which is good because it means you get that little bonus. And I believe that is probably the reason that they did it, is so that the whole bonus for the crop is still a thing. You do still actually get that. And I'm very pleased that that is there. I do find it a little bit odd that we're now being asked to go and do these two fields again, 22 and 13, considering that we've only just done them, but I can live with that. That is definitely something that I can live with. So let me just have a look in here. What else have we got? So those two fertilizer jobs. Oh, wait a minute. Did we do them as fertilizer, or have we sprayed? No, I don't think we sprayed those fields, did we? 20? No, we sprayed them, didn't we? Well, I sprayed that one. I don't know about 13. I may have already sprayed 13. I'm not sure. You know, I genuinely can't remember now. I know that for you probably only just looked at it, so it's not really any kind of surprise at all for you. But for me, yeah, it's new stuff. Field 18. Yeah, that's the angled one it is. So this one was fertilizer. It did fertilize that field. Right, anyway, that doesn't matter. We are in here, and we are looking for our brand shiny new mower. So we are going to go with one of the ones from the Alpine pack. We have the choice of all three of these machines right here. We can have any one that we want. So that is 2.4 meters, that is 2.6 meters, and that is 3.1 meters. Now, this one requires 60 horsepower. It is nice and wide, and I like the fact that this is 3 meters wide. Now, I am a little bit curious if our tractor would actually have the strength to be able to pick this one up and move it. It requires 60 horsepower. I know that our electric tractor is rather buff. It is quite a substantial beast. 68 horsepower, 50 kilowatts. I've been told that the horsepower is kind of like a non-measurement, really. And you shouldn't really pay too much attention to it. And I know that you get some 30 horsepower tractors that are definitely more powerful than other 30 horsepower tractors. So yeah, it's kind of like you take it with a pinch of salt. But it is a good... It's kind of a good rough comparison. That's why I persist in using it. So for those of you who have pointed out that the whole horsepower thing is a little bit of a non-thing, yeah, I agree. Yeah, absolutely. But at the same time, it is still kind of a useful measuring stick to get a rough idea. So this one here, I think, potentially could cause us a couple of issues. I think it might be a little bit too heavy. So, and also we say $4,000 if we go with this one. That one being smaller, I'd rather have, see this one here, Novadisk 812, or that one with the Novadisk 812. We can just have that one and then upgrade to this one later on, or we can go with this one and have the slightly wider cut. That is an extra half a meter. Let's risk it. Let's be risky. I was literally just talked myself out of this one, and now I've decided to go for it just because. So we will do that just because. 16,000 euros right there. That is done. We have just run out of product in here. I've got a little bit left on the field still, and I'm hoping I've got... Actually, do I have enough in the tank? Genuinely don't remember if I'm going to have enough in the tank or not. I will fold this bad boy up so that we can zoom around next to the tank. I think I'm going to have to... I think I get a little bit that's left in here, and then we're going to need to go and get another tank. And we will have to come back and get the fertilizer spinner as well at some point. So let's fill that one up. Right, so I've got that load. There's another one that I don't have. Maybe it's another, like a little part load. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure there's some there. I'm now looking very, very carefully again at the weeds to see... There they are. There's the edge of the weeds. And now I got to go this way and find the other edge of the weeds. Am I on the right... Actually, I think I need to go... back over here then and find where they step back. I have no idea where I was. absolutely no idea where I was, and I'm sure there are field tracks here somewhere, but I don't even know where they are either. There we go. There it is. That's the bit that we want to go to. We want to go right in round there, and I can just make out the weeds in here. So I'm giving myself a little bit of overlap out on this way, and off you trot. Okay, he's going to keep going with that little job right there, and we are going to go back to this one. There is our new mower. So we're going to be wanting the mower running as a front-mounted machine. So in order to... I love the fact that we've got... Look at this. Okay. It's a little bit laggy, just... right, it's okay now. Like this... The controls look familiar in here. It's just that there's no clutch. There's absolutely no clutch pedal whatsoever. That would take a bit of getting used to. You got your brake and your accelerator, which you'd expect, but it's the lack of clutch that makes this thing seem very, very strange. It really does. The rest of it is pretty cool. And the seat, the passenger seat in this thing, I actually really love the passenger seat in this thing. I tell you what, if, like, I have wanted for a very long time to be able to buy my own little piece of land and to be able to farm it. Probably just a few animals, something like that. I'm not really sure. But something that I would also do is I would have my own collection. See, this is a very big mower for this tractor. I don't know that this tractor is actually going to be able to cope with this one properly. Despite having the weight on there, I think that the weight of that mower could potentially be a little bit too much for it. But I've been told that this tractor is a very, very powerful tractor for its size. So, yeah, we'll run with it. Yeah, I would love to be able to, one day, be able to get a small parcel of land and farm it. Now, I've got an old Massey Ferguson 35. It's actually a 35 that was converted by my grandfather, Wesley. Some of you will be familiar with the name from the time-lapse series. He converted that with his brother, and they put a Massey 65 engine on it. They had to make some alterations to the front chassis and so on in order to make it fit, but it is a Massey 35 with a 65 horsepower engine on it. I mean, it won't be 65 horsepower anymore because it's an old machine. But, yeah, you get the idea. So let me just unfold this one. So I have that one. That is my very own beastie of a tractor. Let's start this one up. Let's see how we... Oh, he is singing along. He is absolutely singing. He's just rushing along like there's no concerns whatsoever with the power. Let's see what he's like going up the hill. No real concerns going up the hill either. Okay, I am very impressed with the electronic tractor. But anyway, what I was saying, when I do one day finally get my own little piece of land and I am able to start farming it, something that I fully intend to do is buy an electronic tractor. Electric. Because electronic is just as apt as electric. But yeah, I would actually like to get an electric tractor. I would like to get one of these machines right here. I think it would be a very cool little tractor to have, and I just like the idea of it. Like, I love tractors in general. I think they are quite an amazing machine. But to be able to run an electric tractor and actually, like, properly use them, and for all the different tasks, but without having to worry about all the diesel that would be involved, I think it's absolutely brilliant. And, like, don't get me wrong, I don't think at the moment that the technology is ready to replace all tractors, but for a small tractor like this, if the battery power is sufficient, I think it has got the potential to be quite a solid competitor to a traditional diesel run tractor, and I would love to be able to try that out and see what it's like. And also other things. Now, I also really like using mini diggers. So a small excavator, like a 1.5 ton excavator, is something I've used quite a bit. I prefer bigger ones. I do. They are just a lot more fun to drive, but I'm quite happy to drive just about any size of those machines. I absolutely love them. I think they are amazing. And I know that for the very large machines, for the huge excavators that are used in quarries and that, some of them are run on engines, and when I say engines, I do actually mean that in plural. If you go and look at some of the videos of some of these things, like the mega excavators running, it really is plural, right? They'll have like 4 engines lined up on the back of these beasts in order to run them, which is quite an astounding thing. It is a genuinely astounding, astonishing thing that you've got to have 4 engines to run these things. Some of them don't have engines. Some of them are run on electricity instead, and they have the biggest sets of cables that run into them and keep them all, you know, they literally just go and plug them in. They run an extension lead out to the excavator and plug it in. That is quite literally what they do. I mean, if you think I'm joking, if you think I'm exaggerating, go and look them up, right? They take an extension lead and they plug in their excavator. How cool is that? How awesome is it that they actually go and plug in the excavator? I mean, yeah, it's not quite the extension lead that you run over to go and, you know, switch on an extra fan on a hot day or something like that. It's a little bit more substantial a lead than something like that. But you get the idea. Right, I have done once around this field, so I'm just going to leave that one there 1 second, and I'm going to leave the tractor there a second, and I'm going to take this one around the edge of the field, and we're going to go over. Field 11 is a substantial field. There is a lot of field here. I need to... Actually, I can go up the side of the field here. So we'll run up the side of the field right here, and we can back up to the tank there so that we can get the last bit of this field done. He's only got a couple of passes. He's actually... I think he will do it with this one more pass. So if I can bring that one over there like that, and run into you... start you up. So all I need to do is just back over there, and he's going to go up the field and then back down again, and then he is all finished, and we can move on to the next job. And I'm going to need to go and get another tank of this stuff soon. No, it was before. We will need another tank of this stuff. I don't know how much is left in this one now. I've got no idea. Let's just line up here. Well, so long as I've got enough width to be able to come back down across the field again, we should be fine. So you can go whizzing off that way, and then I'm going to go to this one, and contract on field 11 is finished. We've got 10 and 17 lined up to do, and spraying field 14. We've also got field 14, the big field there. That's going to take a while using our little sprayer and our little tractor. I'm still going to do it, though, because it is definitely, I think, going to be worth it. Accept contract. So we got field 14. I'm going to actually go to field 14. Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.